Hey, so I was listening because I think we all like to listen to people for motivation and inspiration. And there's a couple of people I really like to listen to. And I found this month, it's been maybe 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. I haven't gone on Facebook and Instagram because it just gets me down. And I think people are trying to compete for crazy, weird things like fitness influencers and health influencers. I find they're all doing these really weird challenges like the mukbangs and weird workouts. And granted, right now we know I'm not in shape, but I know consistency is key. And that's why I look like I look right now. I went running this morning, so. But I also, it made me think of all of these best-selling self-help books, and I've read some of them, and I enjoy them. However, there's someone I listen to who I enjoy, who mentioned on a podcast "Outwitting the Devil" by Napoleon Hill. And if you know Napoleon Hill, he wrote Think, Grow Rich, the Mastermind, the Key to Masterminds, or something like that. But anyway, he wrote them in the 30s. And there's this book called Outwitting the Devil. He wrote it in 1938, and he didn't publish it because he was scared of reactions from the public, from politicians, from the church, from schools, from the public, because it was so controversial. The thing is, and I've started posting a few things on my blog out of order. This is everything every famous self-help guru out there who has books and does YouTube videos says. And almost word for word. Being one with the universe, think positive thoughts, whatever you want will come to you, but you have to have it in gratitude. So he did this book, and the beginning has a little brief history of like biography of his life and his ups and downs because of the depression. But then it tells how this book came to be, and basically what it is he does a interview style question answer with the devil. It's fictional. I don't know, maybe he thought it was real. And basically the devil says he's negative thoughts. If you can get over your negative thoughts and get the positive mind thoughts, which the positive is the other person, the universe, he has no control over you. And so the good is going to come to you. But he also talks about adversity. It's just nature. It's natural rhythm of nature in the universe for people to have adversity. But it's how you face it, which we all know. There's a story in his Think and Grow Rich, or the other book. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I've read them all. Of course, because I read all of this like we all do. And it's about this guy who was sure he was going to strike gold, and he spent years and years digging this mine, and he never struck gold. So he gave up and he sold the mine. And the people who bought it, he was 3 feet from hitting a vein, a gold vein. So it was like if he just would have dug 3 feet further, he would have been rich. Now he did go on to do something else, and I can't remember what it was, but that's facing adversity, just not giving up. It's about not worrying about other people's opinions, even family. He says we're programmed from childhood. We're born with this intelligence, but we get put into a box once we go to school, the way our parents raise us and our families raise us, the friends we associate with, everything everyone says. I'm saying way too much. But the best things in this book, he talks about sex, he talks about politics, he talks about religion, he talks about health and diet, about because things taste good, we eat them. And basically, if we'd stick to whole processed foods, basically, he talks about constipation and enemas. He talks about, and because I've been off of social media a lot, I still enjoy YouTube for the most part. It was just funny. He talked about, even back then, we all have the right to free thinking, to think what we want to think in our own opinion. However, we shouldn't give unsolicited opinions, which I thought was hilarious. He said, especially writing to, because back then, no internet, writing to famous people, celebrities, best-selling book authors, like everybody does on Twitter. You go to Twitter or Instagram or Facebook and you post all over these famous people's thing, whether it's bad or good. He also talked about speaking too much, people who speak too much, which I'm doing right now, without a perfectly formed opinion or research. So once again, all the arguments, I'm talking about the petty things that people argue all over the internet. Also, and I've always had this battle in my head about whether lots of people say you should put your goals out there to be accountable. Sorry, lost my word. Accountable for them. But then the other flip coin, he says not to, because if you're not ready to produce that or on the verge of producing that, someone's going to steal your idea and go forward with it faster than you can, perhaps. Which I've seen happen. So it's just, I have to recommend this. I got it from my library. So it's out there. The library ours had an audiobook. I got the paperback because I like to sit and read paperbacks. I have pages marked about adversity and everything. I was putting some of these little things on my blog, like I said, but I feel like I'd be just writing the whole book. And it's a really easy read. It's like total question answer style. Total question answer style. And entertaining, because I think it's just as prevalent today and progressive as it was in 1938. So yeah, it's like if you're into The Secret or creative visualization, Dr. Joe Dispenza, that's his name, right? Anything like that, same thing, just written in a more entertaining way, I guess, because it's kind of fiction. So, but totally recommend. Good read. This is one of my reads for June. I have some other books that I picked up from the library. What I tend to do is I go to the library, especially for cookbooks, and I flip through, and if I really enjoy them, then I buy them. And I don't know, it's making me rethink, because I've kind of given up on all my writing. But I have a few more books that have just been sitting that I didn't finish, and some of the ideas are coming to me, and I say this all the time, but maybe if I just keep going, sooner or later one of these may sell better than others. By the way, these are the 4 novels. I have 2 short stories too. So I don't know, it makes me think, and you have to find things that you really enjoy, which I always have enjoyed writing. I've done it since I was a very small child. My mom still has all of that written on loose leaf. I think my husband at one point found a whole bunch of floppy disks that had books I was working on in the 90s, which I did turn one of those into one of my current novels and published. And then I enjoy food, obviously. Obviously, I enjoy food. But I'm trying to get back into being more healthy and making better choices. And I think being off social media is one of those good choices I've made so far. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to go back on, but right now, I don't miss it. I found all the things I was scrolling to read from people, which was kind of a lot of drama, I guess, to an extent, or just negative and complaining, bitching and complaining. I don't miss it. And I don't miss hearing people's victim story every day about what's going wrong and why doesn't this happen for them, which I've done before too. Totally guilty. I'm not saying it's fine. However, I'm trying to learn to get out of that because it's just going to make things better for me. And if anybody listens, thank you. And next time maybe I'll try to put on some makeup and not do this after I came in from a sweaty ass run and haven't showered after my run yet. Maybe, I don't know. I know I ramble a lot. Maybe the station's just going to be ramblings. So have a good new week. Happy Monday.